Oh man, you guys ever like take a nap and it just like feels so good? Yeah, today was one of those days. How's it going, everyone? I'm Aaron Datu. Welcome to another Wedding Walkthrough Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about the seamless transition. Now, me specifically, I don't really do these transitions too often, but when I do have the time to get them done, I'll usually incorporate them. I don't want them to be like overly like, oh wow, that was a great seamless transition. I really try to like have it to where like you have to like go back and like, oh, I didn't catch that. I don't really try to go out of my way to make it super obvious, just because it could get to a point where it could look tacky, especially for when it comes to a wedding film. And most seamless transitions incorporate using a draw mask and keyframing and using opacity, and just like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but the results can be super clean. And whenever someone does recognize that transition, it's just like, yeah, I did that. So I'll show you a little bit of like one of the films that I use a seamless transition for. It was a styled shoot, but again, like if you follow me on Instagram, whenever I have like free time or just want to explore some creativity, you definitely like will see me try to incorporate that into some of my footage or some of my clips I edit. Specifically for this one, since we are talking about wedding films, this was from a styled shoot, so it might not be super noticeable, but again, that's the whole point for what I'm trying to convey with these seamless transitions. Nothing like super over the top and super noticeable. And if you do follow me on Instagram and you have seen this video, you probably wouldn't have noticed the seamless transition anyway until, again, obviously until I made this. We'll play it one time through, that way you could fully see like the whole clip and everything with the music and everything, and then I'll disable everything.
Familiar and new, pulse on your skin, heartbeat for two, love racing then, the speed of sound, never forget this feeling. We got some kind of magic. And it's like we've always had. We've always had.
I don't know if you caught it at all, but I'll go back to where the actual seamless transition was. Again, it wasn't very noticeable. So I'll disable all the music real quick. That way you can properly see and hear everything going on. So with her veil that we had on her, it was flapping around in the wind. So I tried as much as possible just to hold it there stationary and wait for the veil to cover the actual lens. So if I disable the draw mask or the shape mask that I use for this one specifically, there we go. Yeah, so as you can tell when you look at the actual clip, when I do play it frame by frame, you will see that the opacity slider or keyframe is moving like towards 0. So that also is a nice way of incorporating or fine-tuning all your seamless transitions in a way to where it flows a lot better and not just like a hard cut. So the raw footage of that looks like this, frame by frame. Again, you see it doesn't cover the lens completely, which is why I had to use a shape mask that way to make it feel like it covered it completely, and using opacity to fully cover the lens. And again, like this transition is super like fast, and a lot of people do not notice it. But if you want people to notice it, then make it more obvious. I'll enable the shape mask again, and this is what it looks like frame by frame. So I had it to where right as soon as the veil got about like 75 to 80% covered of the frame, that's when I had the shape mask start keyframing into the frame for the shot underneath it, which is again the shot that I want to review. And then in order for you to actually keyframe the actual position of that shape mask, when you do apply it, you just have to kind of tweak the radius a little bit, get the feathering down. When it comes to actually keyframing the actual mask, you want to hit under the transform And then the position, rotation, and scale, I just keyframe all those at the point where I want it to start beginning. So I have it out of frame for this shot specifically, and then as soon as I want it to start coming into frame, that is when I start keyframing it. So you'll see, yes, the position started once the veil got about like 50% covered of the frame, and then that's when I start moving it in. And you probably could just get away with using a crossfade, but I definitely wanted to add that element of like the veil revealing the shot before it. A little extra work, but again, this was a styled shoot, so I do have a lot more flexibility and creativity. And I'm not saying that just do this for styled shoots. Do this for all the work that you can if you're able to incorporate that, which is why I am trying to more practice this skill set. That way I could include it into a wedding film in the future. So if we play that all frame by frame with the showing where the mask is, so we let it play through, then you start seeing the mask come in, and then the opacity dropping, and then you have your reveal. Again, it's super fast. And another thing I like to add is always these ambient like foreground bokeh clips. I get these ones from Jake Weisler. So if we play this through, again, you won't notice it because it goes by super fast, but for me, I find it super clean. And yeah, again, everyone has their own taste when it comes to transitioning in their wedding films. This is just one element or one tool that you could definitely just practice on and get better at. That's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you learned something. Like the video if you like it, share if you're into that, consider subscribing if you're not already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date when I post new videos. As always, follow me on all them social medias at AaronDad2Films, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.